What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different and talking about a product that combines, for me personally, two of my favorite hobbies, biking and fitness. A little bit of context, if you guys don't know me, then you guys might not know that for the past, I don't even know how many years at this point, I've been trying to take fitness very seriously. And I say trying, and I'll elaborate on that in a second. For as long as I can remember, I've been in the gym, I've been working out, I've just been trying to get in a better shape than I already am in. And with the recent change in the world, if you will, it's been a lot harder. Gym shutting down, workouts from home not hitting, and even now that everything's opened back up, it's been really hard for me to just really get back into the swing of things in terms of fitness, because I don't know if it's just my gym specifically, but it has been crazy packed nonstop. Doesn't matter what time I go, honestly. And so I've been trying to figure out ways to try and do this whole fitness thing, get into shape, mainly for the summer, at home, away from people, just kind of in my own comfort zone, if you will. And when I came across FreeBeat, I was pretty much sold on sight because it just looked way better of a product than anything you'd see in the gym, way more budget friendly with all the same features than any other products on the market. So let me go ahead and explain to you my experience with the FreeBeat Boom Bike. Everything from unboxing and assembly, trying out a few of the classes and even just no classes on its own, and some of the features that I like to talk about in terms of what the bike has to offer. If you guys do have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. Like the video if you find this video informative, but let's get into it. So one of the first things that I noticed when I got the bike in the mail was how small and compact the packaging was. Like I said, I'm used to getting bikes in the mail, specifically e-bikes, but still bikes in the mail, and they are huge. I was surprised to see, even though I knew this was an exercise bike and it was for sure gonna be smaller than an e-bike, I was surprised to see how small it was, not just in the packaging, but when it's fully assembled as well. Going back to packaging for a second, it was very straightforward, but however, for me personally, I love to jump into things whenever I get a new package like this in the mail. So I should have read the instructions because I got some nuts and bolts in the wrong places when putting the bike together. So either read the instructions if you're excited to break into it, or just take your time with it. But aside from all that and me getting things messed up in assembly, I got it put together and it was very easy as well. What really did help though, even though I didn't read the instructions, but once I did read them, was that the packaging that all the tools and the nuts and the bolts came in, it was pretty much all written out. It showed you what nuts go where in correlation to the parts on the bike. It all had the detail in the manual, obviously, but like I said, when I didn't read it, I got confused, I just jumped the gun. But if you read the manual or you take your time with it, it's very simple and straightforward. I'm 5'11", about 200 pounds, so a bit of a bigger guy, if you will. So for me, taking the bike out and putting it together by myself, it was really easy. I kind of done like maybe 30 to 45 minutes. It wasn't that hard. But if you're a bit of a smaller person, let's say, or shorter, or maybe not as big as me or strong as me or whatever, right? Teach their own. You might need a hand, so two people can knock it out, no problem. And then once the bike is fully assembled, I was also surprised how small the form factor and the footprint was. I like to keep my bike in the garage just because it's away from the family. I don't really have a dedicated workout space in my house, so the garage is pretty much my own area, my zone, my workstation, whatever. And even in the garage, it does not take up a lot of space as well. It doesn't feel too cramped. I still have a lot of space to work in the garage with any of the projects that I'm working on or whatever the case is. So it's great and it's perfect. But in case you guys are wondering, in case you guys live in a small townhouse or in a small apartment or whatever the case is, you should have no problem finding a place for this bike. Like I said, it's very small and has a small footprint. I think if you just have it in your apartment living room, or maybe even in your bedroom, your studio apartment, whatever your living situation is, cramped or not, small, big, whatever, you'll find a place for this bike, no problem. I've seen other bikes on the market that pretty much take 2 times the space, that are way bigger, way bulkier, way heavier to move around. So I think this one, the Boom Bike, is perfect for really any situation that you're in. Some of the quick features I want to address on the bike that came included with it was that there's weights to go with one set of the classes. As a gamer myself, I do have a bit of a competitive edge, and one thing about that is Rgb lighting on the bike. I know it's a silly touch, but for me personally, I actually really like that, since some of the classes on the bike are gamified, if you will. And I'll touch on that in a second. And with the classes, you can actually swivel the screen in any way you want. So if you're taking a cycling class, you can have the screen right in front of you. If you want to do a yoga or a full body workout, you can rotate the screen away from the bike, so that way you have more room on the floor to do your workouts. And you can also connect your own headphones to the bike as well. So let's say you are maybe in an apartment, or you have the bike in your room, or whatever the case is, you can't make too much noise. You can connect your headphones to the bike via Bluetooth, so that way there's no sound coming out of the speakers during the class or during the music of the bike. Nothing coming out of the speakers. It just goes straight to your headphones, so it's like a private workout session. Now, going into the workouts, because like I mentioned, I'm trying to get my cardio up. I really have only been sticking to the cardio or the cycling classes on the bike. I haven't really touched the yoga or the full body workouts just yet, so I can make a follow-up video on that if you want. just let me know in the comments. But in terms of the cycling classes, even though I really hate any form of cardio, maybe just from the gym itself, but I actually really do enjoy these classes. Even though I do ride e-bikes, I'm not really that much of a cyclist, so far I've been taking all of the beginner classes, maybe 15 to 30 minutes long, and even though they're pretty simple and pretty easy, I do find myself breaking a sweat within the first couple of minutes because they're just that high energy and that intense. The cycling classes are kind of what you expect. You have an instructor, you have music, there's high energy, but if you have additional add-ons to those specific classes that I actually personally enjoy, again, going back to the bit of a gamer side of me, if you will, is the scoring system. And it's a bit of a competitive system as well, but not super competitive, but let me explain. So like I said, during the class, there's music and you're cycling. One of the key things is it's best to find some sort of rhythm or like a pace or a beat of you pedaling to the music in the class as well. Pretty much making sure that you pedaling and the beat of the music are in sync. The more in sync that you're in with the class and the music, the higher of a combo score that you'll get. And the higher the combo score, the higher you're gonna be up on the leaderboard. Now, you don't need to go off of that. Again, as a gamer, I like that. I like that competitive edge. I find it fun. You're really not going up against anyone live, anyone else taking the class at the same time. It's more or less pre-recorded or pre-saved into the class, so that way you just have someone or something to work against in terms of like trying to better yourself for the next class, or to see how good you are for your first class. I know for my first class, I was pretty much killing it with the combos, and then when the music switched up on me and everything was like changing the pace, I kind of fell off a bit, but either way, it was still a lot of fun. And let's say you don't want to do any sort of competitiveness, right? They do have some classes or some sessions on the bike where pretty much you can just free ride or ride to the music, or just ride to some sort of beat game, if you will. Think of like Guitar Hero, where as you're pedaling, you have to pedal to the beat and you have to hit the pedal or the note to the same beat or the rhythm of the music. And same thing, the more beats or the more in sync you are with the song and pedaling, the higher your combo score is. Only thing with this one is there's no other competitors, like there's no leaderboard. It's just you versus yourself. Think of, again, like Guitar Hero or maybe DDR, just trying to hit everything on the right timing. I find that to be a lot of fun. And I forget if I mentioned this, but this was my first ever at-home cycling bike, exercise bike. I've only been used to the ones at the gym, which half the time either don't work or they only have on their screen the TV, like the news channel that you can have synced up to the TVs up on the wall in the gym. And even then, half the time, those don't work. Their bikes also feel kind of big and clunky. And the only other option that I personally seen before the Boom Bike was other brands that are, again, twice as large. Maybe you're missing a few of the features of this bike, way more expensive. So if you're looking for something in between that is a small footprint, has all the features, and then some that has a lot of fun classes, or something you can do on your own, and then more classes as well outside of cycling. There's, again, full body workouts and yoga stretching. I think the Boom Bike is the perfect option, whether you're a beginner at cycling at home or you're a pro and just want to get a new feel for a bike. If I'm not mistaken, right now the bikes are on sale for about $650, but using the link down below in the description, you should be getting an additional discount on the bike as well. Would I recommend a bike like this if you're looking to get some exercise at home, maybe get shredded for the summer, whatever the case is? 100%. I honestly didn't think I would like the classes. They were never really my thing in the actual gym, but just at home, virtual, in my own garage, if you will, I'm having a lot of fun. I look forward to getting up and going to a class on the bike almost every single day. And there's so many classes to choose from on the bike with different skill levels, from beginner, intermediate to maybe pro, 15, 30 minutes to an hour, whatever in between. I don't think I'm ever really gonna hit all of the classes. So the fact that there's endless options to choose from is amazing. Again, if you want the bike for yourself with a discount in the description, that is where you can find the link down below. Leave a comment or any questions about the FreeBeat Boom Bike in the comments down below. Subscribe if you guys are new, drop a like on the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.